Doom ba da doom boom. Doom ba da boom boom. Doom ba da boom boom boom. And transition. Yeah. Hello, friends. Welcome back to Boru Nation. We are just chilling as we get everyone together for the evening. We are going to be missing a couple of players, which is unfortunate. I reached out to the ether to see if I could get a couple of randos to join us, but I was unsuccessful. I should probably bring the mic closer to myself. There we go. Hopefully that'll help. Dun, 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 dun. Going to turn on the desktop audio so that if Yipyar chooses to grace us with his lovely voice, y'all will be able to hear it.
I guess I can do a mic check.
Mic check seems to be working. I should pull up my notes. My private notes that y'all don't get to see, as I try to keep track of all the things that are happening. Okay, so let's see, where is my list of doors? Here we go. Da, da, da. Let's see. Y'all did the snake. You've done
Sloth.
the sloth. You did the lion? Yes.
I think so? Yeah.
Yeah, that was the room with the mirrors.
Oh, was that the one where I froze everyone?
That is the one where you almost killed Biscuit. That is a correct statement. Which is probably why she's not here. It's probably because you almost killed her.
Hey, I saved her as an eagle last session. I think I made up for it.
Has now completed 3 of the rooms in Estrogi's temple on their hunt for the Mace of Disruption, last rumored to be in this tomb. Why is this tabbed? Nope, didn't mean to hit F12. Why is the left indent all the way over here? I just wanted to hit tab here. There we go. For the Mace of Disruption. There we go.
Hello, Zarya.
Zarya! Welcome back. Do you have any wonderful hubby stories to tell us today?
I had a really down week, and so he called my mom to come visit me.
Aww. Did your mom come visit you?
But mom did.
That's really nice. Does your mom live...
Yesterday morning, she got here like Thursday night.
Where did
She lives in
come from?
Idaho, and I'm in Denver, so it's like a 10-hour drive.
I almost got stuck in Denver on Friday. I didn't realize
if that
you lived
happens
there.
again, you were more than welcome to call. We have an air mattress.
Oh, thank you.
My mom.
Your mom. Sorry?
Yeah. Sorry. I was pulling up Twitch and it wasn't muted.
I could see how that would be distracting.
Yeah.
Do. Pull up the notes.
Okay, I have it at really low volume, so I can still hear if there's anything that goes wrong. So it's like that for me the entire session. I mean, it's only at like 5%, so it's just like in the background. But
It's just there, just in case.
yeah,
Bum-ba-dum. It is really nice that the lurk command is working again. Okay. Oh, there's a new command that I made.
Ooh.
Yeah, that shows the D&D specific commands. That's not formatted as nicely as I would have liked it. Maybe if I add extra spaces. Try that again. Also, no. How do I force a new line character? Because it looks really ugly the way that it is. Positivity. There's like literally no space. Let's see if this looks better. That looks a little bit better.
what is it?
LT means life tip.
Oh, that's not a capital I.
That is correct.
That would make sense. Nothing else is capitalized.
Let's see. And then there's also 2 new channel point redemptions, both of which are very cheap. One of them is Today I Learned, where you can redeem a very small amount of points in order to like share something that you learned. And I believe I made it so that you do actually have to add, you have to type something. Yes. Yeah.
No.
Yes.
I didn't have to type squat.
You do now. I literally just changed it. And then, yep.
I will give that back to myself. Not that I need the 15.
Yeah, you didn't type anything that you learned. Punk? And then there's another one called Unban Forever. So I can now start banning people, and then you can unban them for 4 channel points.
What? Why?
Why what?
Wait, why do you have to redeem like a Today I Learned for 15 crowns or whatever?
Yep.
Like, do I just go and do that and then put like, oh, today I learned, and I just get it right that? Like, why can't I just
Yeah.
type that? What's
You
the point
could.
of
You
redeeming
could just
it?
type it, but by redeeming it, it like highlights the message so that like it's more likely to be seen by me and everyone else.
Because
That
you can
makes
highlight a
sense.
message for 100, but now he's
Yeah.
making it so you can do it for cheaper.
But if
for
you're doing
certain
it
things.
specifically so that like you're sharing something that you learned, now it's only 15 instead of 100. And I think it also gives me some additional functionality where I might be able to get it to show up like on the stream. Oh, speaking of which, I need to get a chat box added to this screen.
Hmm.
How do I get the chat box? Because I've got it on
Are
some
you?
of the other stuff.
Is there room for that though?
Yeah, I mean, there will be. I don't need the entire center of the screen for my notes page. Like, it's just there because it's there. Chat highlight?
Are we just waiting for Anno?
What does this even do? Highlight messages from your viewers. Highlight chat messages from your... Sure. What happens if I add this? Highlight settings, message settings. I don't know. This is a lot of stuff that I wasn't expecting to have to deal with today. Refresh browser when scene becomes active. What? Use the widget by hovering the right side of the chat message to see the thumbtack icon. Clicking will pin the message to the widget for the duration, or until you click the unpin button. 5? Done? Okay. What? What? Is that a test? What is happening? How are messages appearing? What? Is that happening on the stream? It is happening on the stream. I haven't pinned any messages. Make it stop. What are you doing? Where are these comments coming from?
I no idea, man.
Source.
Magic.
What? I mean, it's definitely magic. Of course, a burger is. What is your makeup routine? I don't have a makeup routine. Is it just like
it's recycling the same things? I think this is just a test thing.
that would make sense?
Or you just got like I don't know.
No.
A bot of some kind. I don't know.
Let's see.
Also, hello, Edo.
Hello! Welcome. All right. Well, we're just gonna hide this for now. There's no reason for those random messages to keep popping up on the stream. Yeah.
What's your makeup routine? It just came up.
What is my makeup routine? My makeup
What's
routine
your makeup routine?
is when I'm going to put myself in front of a camera, I shave my head and I trim my beard. Does that count as a makeup routine?
Yes.
Nice. Now, I don't know if I don't know how many of you follow me on Instagram, but I posted what I thought was a really funny reel, where it ended with the most expensive Super Bowl seat that I've ever had because I was in the hospital.
Oh.
Yeah. But like there was this really funny thing that happened while I was in the hospital. So I got rushed from the airport to the hospital, and while I was in the treatment room, right, I hadn't been admitted yet to the hospital. My nurse, he walked in, and he came in and he was like, "Hey, your white blood cell count is super elevated, so we need to give you like this super duper duperty shot, just in case, like you have like an infection." And I was like, "Okay." And he said, "It's really important that we put this into an area of high fat concentration to slow down the release in your system." He said, "Normally we'd use someone's like the back of their arms or something, but he's like, we could use like your belly." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, we have to put it in an area of high fat concentration." And I was like, "Okay." He's like, "So where do you want me to put the shot?" And I guess I was like, "My belly?" He's like, "All right, that'll work. Yeah, that's an area of high fat concentration." And I just like left feeling like he was calling me fat the entire time.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I know for like IVF, all of the shots have to go in your belly because it's like the fattiest place. So I don't think it's just a you thing. I think it's a universal.
It's a universal thing. Yeah, he did tell me, he's like, we could put it in your IV, but that would be really fast, and then like muscly areas are like the second fastest, I guess, if they inject it there. It's just like, I swear, every time he said area of high fat concentration, he looked at my belly and he was like, "We can put it in your belly." I was like, "Okay." So, 3-person party tonight. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, we really need like emergency player character sheets.
Yeah, this was not, I was not expecting this, right? Like, this all came on very suddenly, and it freaked me out a lot. I was like, crap, what do I do? Like, because this is definitely the most popular stream segment that I have. Yeah, and I definitely want to leverage this to continue to grow the stream in general. So, like, people canceling super last minute was really not good for my mental state. Because, like, we've been super chill about it in the past, and the point is to have fun. I don't want to be, like, stressing everybody out. But I am, like, really dedicating myself this year to, like, making this, like, an actual thing, right? Like, I'm paying to get more emotes animated for us. those are coming along really nicely. I can show you guys some of the concept art if you guys want to see it. Enno, did we lose you?
I'm here still. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you've just been super quiet. You're making me sad because I want to hear your voice.
Oh, I'm just listening now.
What
Content.
Content.
what type of warlock is she playing?
What type of warlock is who playing? Oh, Biscuit? I have no idea. One that shoots Eldritch Blasts.
Cool.
That narrows it down a lot. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know that's super helpful.
Do you know which type of rogue he's playing?
He was Arcane Trickster, and then he swapped.
Oh. Okay,
I'm
well...
gonna show off the concept art because I want to. We're gonna... Let's see. How do I do this? Change this to Discord. Beautiful. We're gonna hide this. We're gonna... Oh, nope. Not that one. Nope. Also not that one. Move this over. Uncrop the left. This should not be this difficult. What just happened? Why did you do this? What in the world? Why did it just rotate it? Okay. We're almost to where we need to be here. Crop the bottom 0.
We can all just turn our head sideways, okay? It's fine.
For the stream! Okay, we do actually need to crop some of the left because you shouldn't see everybody's names. 400? That is too much. 350. Is that also too much?
It's
no,
like behind your pictures now.
That's like perfect. Okay. Now that I've struggled through that. So like, right? Oh, look at this, like, so the, we can move it over here. This is like the initial animation for the, the be happy emote. Right? It's freaking adorable. And then there's going to be an emote where I think I asked for this one on the left. The mental OP is going to like actually like clean the weights. It's going to look really nice. Oh, also unofficially the turtle is just, I guess, becoming one of the mascots for the stream. And so there's the spin emote that's gonna happen. And then Biscuit had asked for one where the turtle just like flails on its back. And so that's gonna be happening. The super premium emote is gonna be called Shine Bright Like a Brian. And originally she was like, do you just want it to be like a diamond? And I was like, no, I want it to be me. So there's better animations, or better for this. The new one, there's going to be one called the Reset Rabbit. Oh yeah, there's going to be one of Biscuit dancing. I think it's going to be this one with her little ribbon. Rumble's going to become an emote. Which of these do you guys like best? Of the Rumble faces?
I don't know. Having just the disembodied head is interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if I love just the head.
It's like a weird Pac-Man thing.
It is like a weird Pac-Man thing.
Without the body.
But also, like, that's kind of what Rumble is. He's a baby boulette, right? He's not exactly supposed to be cute and endearing. He just happens to be because he's a baby. Oh yeah,
I can't see the one on the left. My own picture is covering it. The fix-it picture.
Well, because it looks like you. No.
I'll move it over. Yeah. So there's three different concept arts for the Rumble emote, and I think this is just going to be a regular emote. It's not going to be animated.
Oh yeah, I like that first one. Yeah,
with the full body.
Yeah, that's super cute.
Oh, or did I say it was going to be? Oh, maybe it is. If it's animated, it's probably just going to be the head. But if I do just a regular emote, I'll make sure I request a full body. So there's going to be one called Reset Rabbit, where like the idea is like right when you have a mentally tough moment, you just hit the reset button, and so it's just going to be a cute button that hits, or a cute little bunny that hits a button and then becomes happy. So that anytime we have a tough moment in the game, you can just hit the button and be happy. That's how it works in real life, right?
I was about to say something to that effect, yeah.
The East Wind is going to become an emote.
Ooh.
Yeah. I personally like this one more where he says, call me. Fix it. Your input is probably the most valuable here. How do you feel about it?
Oh, yeah. AFK, let me see. What do I like for the East Wind?
Yeah. They both have a very cutesy art style, which matches the theme of all of my other emotes.
Yeah, they do. I like the one on the right better because I think, like, at emote scale, the details of the one on the left might not be that clear. The call me one.
That's true. Let's see. There's going to be an emote of Tema breathing fire, and this was the image I liked more for it. There's this one where she's just like emanating purple smoke, I guess, but I really like the idea of like an actual solid stream of shadowy fire. Yeah, I guess it doesn't super well fit into the theme of the rest of the emotes, but it looks awesome. And that's the important part, right?
Yeah, they might end up using that during like a league stream or something.
Maybe. And then, so she took a picture of me, like during one of our talks, to use as or like one of the like discussions, to like create poses for the Shine Bright Like a Brian emote. I'm not sure. Like these make. I don't like these though. I don't know. I think I like this one on the left most. But also, I was
agree.
like, you like the one on the left the most?
Yeah.
I also really wanted to make me look like I'm made out of diamond, which he said would be very difficult to make look good, like make very clear in an emote because emotes are very small, and so if it can't happen, it's gonna make me very sad. But and then I sent her pictures of like I'm like, can you make me like sparkle and shine since it's called Shine Bright Like a Diamond? Yeah, so that's all the concept art that I've got so far. But the animation process is going smoothly, and I'm very excited about the work that we've done. And
I feel like the one about you, there's it's not fully formed in my head, but there's something with like a syringe like failing to inject you in the stomach because you're hard like a diamond. Yeah, and the syringe breaking against your diamond hard stomach.
My diamond hard abs.
Yeah, and you being like highest concentration of fat.
Not today.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do like a little script and a voiceover for that story, and do that as like my next animation because I really enjoyed making the Sleepy Meeple. And so, like, I was like looking for something to animate animes, and I think that would be a really like if I script it out right and do the voiceover right, I think it would be like just a really really funny short. Because, like, and it's not like he was alone either. He had, like, this person, she was, like, in high school, and she was basically just shadowing for, like, experience or whatever. And so he's, like, explaining it to her the whole time, too. And, like, I swear, like, every time he said area of high fat concentration, he just looked straight at my belly. He was, like, just right there.
I thought you were going to say that he looked straight over to her.
Oh,
like pointed at your belly and like looked for emphasis.
For emphasis, we need to put it in, like, he's like hovering around my belly with his hand. He's like, we need to put it in an area of high fat, right? Like right
this
here.
This is gonna be on the test.
So I guess
when we knock him out.
Dude, so it was an antibiotic that they injected me with, right, in order to combat the potential infection. Because the whole story is actually pretty scary. So I was on the airplane,
and
right?
You're talking about this past Sunday, like 3 days ago.
Yeah, like on Sunday, I was flying back from a board game convention to San Antonio, and I had a layover in Dallas. And while I was in the air, I blacked out.
The stories always start with a board game convention.
Yeah. Well, that's because my life kind of involves a lot of board game conventions. Like the one we're going to soon.
How is it going to continue with Russell also being responsible for this mishap?
No,
I was there.
He was at the board game convention, but I don't think this one was his fault.
What did you do this time, FDR?
You know, I chose to sleep on the floor, and maybe he needed the floor and I needed the couch, so I don't know.
Technically, you had a completely deflated twin-size air mattress between you and the floor.
Okay, that's true.
How dare you volunteer to sleep on the floor?
So I completely blacked out while I was in the air. Like I felt myself losing consciousness. I started sweating. I got really cold. I blacked out. And when I woke up, and this is a little graphic, but I was completely covered in vomit. Like my face was resting in vomit, my shirt, my pants, my arms, everything was just covered in, like the floor. It was
your own, right?
It was my vomit.
All right, that's better than the alternative.
That is better than the alternative. And so, like, I hit, like, the call attendant button because I didn't know what else to do. And American was super cool about it. Like, kudos to American Airlines. Like, there was an attendant who basically sat next to me for the rest of the flight, like, making sure I was awake and alert and, like, handing me hundreds upon hundreds of paper towels, spraying, like, this powder stuff on the floor to try and, like, get it, like, to congeal so she could scrape it up. They let everyone else in the area like move to different seats and like and so then, you know, they landed and they're like, everybody please stay seated, we have a medical emergency. And I had to be escorted out by emergency medical services. And they told me that I had atrial fibrillation, where my heart couldn't decide how fast it was supposed to beat, and so it kept jumping all over the place. And the result of that is that blood would just sit in my heart because it would miss, like, the pass-throughs, because the top and bottom chambers of my heart were beating at different rates. And so it essentially resulted in a huge loss of blood pressure, and therefore lack of oxygen to the brain, and therefore loss of brain function.
God damn it, I can't believe this is the one. This is the one story we don't have our actual physician player on for.
Yeah, make sure you razz him about it.
Yeah, I will. It would have been like if I hadn't been there for the story about screwing up a romantic encounter.
Oh man. So yeah, they got me to the hospital, and shot me with the antibiotic, and the antibiotic messed my gut up real bad. I felt so bad because legitimately twice that night because they removed all of my clothes because they were all covered in vomit, so I was completely naked except for the hospital gown. And then antibiotics give you really, really bad diarrhea. that's especially strong antibiotics because it kills a lot of the bacteria in your gut that control your bowel movements. And so I legitimately diarrheaed all over the entire. I woke up twice in a pool of diarrhea on my bed.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it was not the best night of my life. And I felt so bad for the nurse who had to come in twice and clean
I think
everything
the
up.
Kansas City Chiefs had a better day than you did.
Yeah, they at least got paid a lot of money, right?
Yeah, probably.
Some of them for the last time, potentially.
Yeah. Yeah, so all that happened this past weekend. And in the middle of all that, right? After the blacking out, but before the bouts of diarrhea, was the, hey, I need to put this shot into an area of high fat concentration.
Did all of this cause you to nearly miss streaming
Uh,
one day?
Yeah, actually, technically I missed. So there's a new Sunday night segment that's not officially on the stream schedule yet, but I've done it once called The San Says, where my friend, The San, tells me what game he wants me to play, and then I play it for a couple hours. Because we have a huge backlog of games that we've been like trying to play together. So I missed that one on Sunday. I also missed a D&D session with my other group on Sunday, which I had like legitimately, as I'm going up into the air, I text them. I'm like, yeah, I should be home at this time for our D&D session. And then like, that didn't happen.
So was all of that just from the heart problem, or did you get? Because I got really bad food poisoning.
Yeah, no, it was all just from the heart problem.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
So
not
we
sick
didn't have the same thing. Okay.
Yep, I did not have food poisoning. I was fit as a fiddle, other than the fact that my heart decided it didn't like working like a normal heart anymore.
Okay.
And so now I'm on a new medication, potentially for the rest of my life. And
That's what I was going to ask. Is it's got to be like a not just a one-time thing. That's got to be a problem.
Yeah, so it's really interesting. So I have my primary care physician follow up tomorrow, and they have to recommend me to a cardiologist. And what I was told is that they probably are going to want to put a heart rate monitor on my chest, like a specialized device that will do nothing except monitor my heart rate for the next 8 weeks. But there's a problem in that I work on a dark site. I work the place that I work. I'm not allowed to have any devices that have any wireless capability. And the heart rate monitors have to report to the doctor, like my heart, like it's a constant stream of data. And so like work has been like, yeah, like if you have to get a heart rate monitor in order to check your heart, you have to do it. And they said they're going to be cool about it, and we're going to figure out a way to make this work. But at the same time, that's like 8 weeks where I can't work on site because my heart might just stop working. Right? Like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, you already do a lot of stuff at home anyway, so.
I do, but like we all take turns like doing the on-site responsibilities. That's part of like being on a team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's caused me, I'd say, a slight amount of stress this week as I've like contemplating like, hey, what do I do about my heart? And the answer is I don't know. I don't have we don't like, they don't know if it was like an acute, like if it was just because they're like, maybe you were dehydrated, like that can cause it. Also, I guess like if the plane wasn't fully pressurized, most people won't notice, but like sometimes it can trigger events like what happened for me. And so like we don't know if it was some outlying factor or if like it's also possible that like I did have some sort of infection from the weekend that had just started to develop, and so like that plus a combination of the pressure change plus a combination of the fact that like, you know, they also asked me about sleep apnea a lot, which was interesting because I guess sleep apnea is strongly linked to heart problems, but like I use my I use my CPAP a lot. Like I do not use my CPAP. I use it like even if I'm just taking a nap. It's so nice.
I'm also on a CPAP, and I agree. Like, I notice when I don't sleep with it.
Yeah, it makes such a huge difference. And so they were very happy about that. And then also, like, I don't drink and I don't smoke. Like, I am low risk in a bunch of different factor areas for heart problems. And so they were like, yeah, it doesn't make sense. I mean, I work out regularly, I climb regularly, I'm active. I'm at this moment in time, I'm down 50 pounds from where I was last year. Like, all of that should indicate that, like, I'm trying to take care of my heart, and then to be betrayed like this after a board game convention.
Well, you're going to another one, and I won't be there, so we'll just see if it's me.
Yeah. You know who is going to be there is Fix It. We'll see if Fix It can take better care of my heart than you did.
I know I hurt you. I'm sorry.
What do you think, Fix It?
Oh hell yeah, it's on now.
Pressure.
Now that it's a competition, he's like, oh, I'm whipping out my A game for this.
Yeah. Just to prove that I'm better than Yippee.
Who will be the better friend? Low key though, Fix It did unofficially offer to hire me an escort for the entire weekend to make me look better, which I think would be hilarious. He knows people.
I mean, I don't, but it's Vegas, so pretty sure we can find that if we want it. But yeah, true story. Good.
No comment on any of that.
Are you saying you wouldn't hire me an escort, Yipyar? To play board games with?
Yeah, that is what I mean. Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I'm sorry.
Wow. I thought we were friends.
Definitely in second place now. Already questionable. None of that.
Okay, so do you guys want to continue exploring the tomb, or do you want to go off on a little side adventure today?
I feel like we should side quest if we don't have Biscuit or Aya. If you've got that available, but that's just me.
Always.
Open to hear what my compatriots think.
I'm good either way.
I'm fine either way, yeah.
Yeah, so let's see. I'm trying to think of a moment when the three of you were together where Ao and Biscuit kind of went off and did their... So there was the journey up to the tomb, right? But you guys kind of had to stay in a straight line per canon for that, so that's probably not a really good opportunity to go back. We could do something from Zarya's backstory, where instead of playing Fix-It and Yipyar, you play characters from Zarya's backstory. But she's also... Her backstory, I believe, is loosely intertwined with Biscuit's, right?
Yeah, because we both got, like, the same random item, so...
The glove, right?
Yeah, the glove. So we figured that it was probably, like, pairs of a glove.
Honestly, at the same time, I realized that I over-designed this dungeon a little bit. And so maybe today, like, the three of you split up and each of you handles one of these rooms. And then next time we have the big closing session of the tomb and the last one.
Do we want to finish with the dragon room?
Let me try and remember.
Like, so we do the fox, pig, and ram today?
Fox, let me look at what I have written for. Okay. The ram would be a really good one to do today. The fox is a good one to do today. As far as... Okay, and then the dragon and the
Pig.
Dragon and the pig? Which one would be better? Yeah, I think the dragon's probably the best one to save for last. So honestly, I think this is what we'll do today. The three of you are going to divide up. You're each going to take a room between the fox, the pig, and the ram. I think it would be really funny no matter who chose what room. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have Biscuit and Ao, who both almost died in both of the last two rooms. They're going to take a long rest in this altar room while you guys kind of peek in and check these out. Yeah! Oh, Pixel Nix, while I have you here, I wanted to talk about the emote for you. So here's what I was thinking. Your name is Pixel Nix. What if we had it be like a solid pixel and then like add a decoration or two that indicates you or like the way you see yourself as like a character? If you wanted to add like a wizard hat or like a staff or like a pair of wings or some cool teeth, like it would just be like the Pixel Nix, right? How do you feel about that for the emote? Also, just going to throw this out again. There's a new D&D command that shows you all the different commands that I'm designing specifically for the Dungeons & Dragons streams. There's also 2 new channel point redemptions. One of them called Today I Learned, where you get to, for very cheap, highlight a message that specifically talks about something that you learned today. And then one called Unbanned Forever, that only costs 4 channel points because people who misuse the Today I Learned chat highlight message will be banned. And you can unban yourself for 4 channel points. That's why I did it, Yip Yar. I was thinking ahead. I was like, what do I do when people start misusing this power? And the answer is ban them. The answer is always going to be ban them. And
I'm assuming that's going to be like a chat ban, not a like channel ban.
It'll be a chat ban.
Doesn't really seem like in the spirit of the Border Nation to just be handing out lifetime bans all willy nilly. But
listen, okay, I've thought about this a lot. Fix it. And being kind does not mean giving people what they want. All right, there's a lot more to being nice than being a people pleaser. Mm-hmm. People misuse the trust that I place in them. There will be consequences.
All right, that makes I like the way you put it there.
Yeah, like
I felt that in my balls.
That's a good place to feel my effects, I guess. I didn't know how to phrase that better.
Yeah, we either put do we either put the adult thing on here? After hours?
Not yet. I was talking to CJ about this yesterday. So there's this group of it's basically a curated group of streamers for this like family friendly, essentially like you can get labeled as a family friendly stream. You get to use like their official tag. They advertise your channel for you. They have like a website. But there's a lot of stuff that I have to do if I want to truly become labeled as a family friendly stream.
Yeah, I would guess the bar is pretty high for that.
And I'm not even sure, like, I don't think that I would ever be able to play Elden Ring or Dark Souls again. I'm not even sure if I'd be able to play League of Legends just because of the content. Because League of Legends is a very violent game. So I'm going to look into it a little bit more because the idea of being a family-friendly streamer does appeal to me. But it's also like, so on YouTube, every time I make a YouTube video, I have it by default so that it streams that it's not for children. But I have to declare that my video is not for children or that it is designed for children. And then like if I hit the little checkbox saying, hey, this was designed for kids, it becomes, there's so much more that I have to like do and be concerned about and like be aware of. Because I consider myself a pretty family-friendly person, right? But like, oh, Pixel Nix, you don't understand. I have a very positive effect on the League of Legends community. It's actually a huge part of my stream, is that like the people that I play with, I end up making their lives better. I actually met Fixit playing League of Legends.
True story.
True story. many, many years ago. And then he invited me to his home, which I promptly destroyed. I just...
Yeah, I regret to this day.
Oh man, what a weekend that was. I clogged your toilet, I flooded your sink, I set off your smoke alarm. I bought you a D&D player's handbook. That's when I got you your first player's handbook.
Yeah, true.
Maybe maybe traveling is just not great for your body.
No, the answer is, Yipyar, that I am chaos.
Okay.
I try to keep my life ordered, but I don't know if it's the ADHD or if it's just the innate meanness of myself. But wherever I go, chaos ensues. That's just how it works. No, Pixel Nix, it didn't backfire. It actually let me highlight that one of the big goals of my stream is to make the League of Legends community a better place. So the whole reason I started streaming way back in the beginning was because I wanted to build a community of people that I enjoyed playing games with. And in a lot of ways that's happened. I love the people that I play D&D with. I love the league community that I've built for myself. I love the board game community didn't need my help at all. They're all super chill, super friendly people anyways. But it's nice to be a part of it. Chaos-related emote would be fun. That is correct. A lot of times I describe myself as a tempest or a storm, a natural disaster. Oh, Fix It inviting me over backfired. It still ended up having a positive effect on our relationship. Because we're still friends. Right, Fix It?
Yeah, that is true.
Have you ever gone back and looked at pictures of that trip? I looked much different.
I have not.
I could pull them up on stream. That was 2017 or 2018. And I believe it was September, because I believe we did it in time for one of the world's competitions. Yep, here it is. Look, this is a picture of me and my brother when we went to visit Fix-It at his home.
You had hair.
I did, and it was hideous. Look at this photo. Oh my. Look at that Dungeons & Dragons t-shirt. Pretty sure I still have this shirt, actually. I love that shirt.
By the way, we need to show the picture of the kobolds that we took over the weekend.
Oh, that's right.
It does look like a different person a little bit.
Right? I still have this hoodie, actually. Look at that beautiful man. Not everyone here will recognize him, but I do. Hey, Fix It. Do I have permission to show your picture on stream?
Yeah, that's fine.
Hey.
Oh man, every time I look at a picture of me with hair, I'm like, that just looks so bad. It looks hideous. I don't
That's
like
actually
the way
a pretty good picture of your brother.
it
He
is.
looks good enough.
Back when he had the really long. This was before he met Sadie.
Before he even met her. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yep. This was my birthday that year. My sister took me to a Luke Bryan concert, and Tim McGraw showed up, so that was pretty freaking awesome. All right, now we're going to jump back to the present. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I had so much fun this past weekend. So my friend works for All Play, right? So they gave us a tour of their warehouse, and they gave us a tour of all these are literally just boxes full of board games. So those pictures from California, that was 2018. That was 7 years ago. 6.5 years ago. What?
It's been that long?
Oh, since 2018? Yeah, which was
Yeah.
immediately pre-pandemic. My one big regret from this weekend, we played an RPG called the Dread RPG, and I wish so badly that we had recorded it. Just even just the voice lines, it would have made such a good animation. Oh, right. So the board game convention was right next to a board game store, and they had these little kobold statues in the store. So Yipyar and I took a picture next to the kobolds so that we could bring it onto the stream. And I'm working on my thumbnail faces. That's why you'll see these very vivid facial expressions in pretty much all of my photos for the rest of forever.
This is before the sickness.
This is, before either of us were feeling sick. Well, I never felt sick. I passed out and then woke up and realized that my body had been sick. You, I guess, got food poisoning.
Oh yeah, it was nothing compared. Like it. No, I'm not gonna die. So yeah, not as bad. But it was a terrible Sunday and Monday.
Yeah, so the way the Dread RPG works is instead of using a dice-based mechanic to determine success, you have a Jenga tower. And every time you make a decision that you'd have to roll a d20 for in, like, Dungeons & Dragons, you instead have to pull a Jenga block. Right? And so, like, the longer you go without making a mistake, the more precarious it becomes, and the more difficult it becomes. And so, like, the more risk-averse you become. Because if you make the tower fall, your character will die. That's kind of like the way that the Dread RPG is set up. And so this is like a picture of our towers. We're pretty far into the game. I actually really enjoyed it. So I ended up calling my character Brian the Mooer. And so then, like, impromptu, we were like, oh, so you're wearing, like, a cow onesie? So my character was wearing a cow onesie the entire time. But it actually worked out perfect because I was like, I just had this big udder on my cow onesie that I used as a fanny pack. And so anytime I needed something, I'd be like, oh, I have that in my udder. And so I just pull it out and I'd plop it on the table. I'd be like, oh, yeah, like I totally had like a PS5 with me, guys. It was in my udder the whole time.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was like a bag of holding, but it was a udder of holding.
It was an udder of holding. I also had 6 different camelbacks in my cow onesie with different flavors of milk that would come out of the udders. It was a utility udder. And so, like, I'd be giving people, like, strawberry or banana milk, right? Or I'd be, like, sipping it on myself. Or I made friends with this exploding cat, and I, like, would get it to drink strawberry milk from my udder.
Yeah, it also caused problems near the end, but
That's fine. Okay, so I'm going to have each of you roll a d20. That's going to be today's contest, the Choose the Room contest. So whoever rolls highest will get to choose their room first, and whoever rolls lowest will be stuck with the last room.
I got
I
a
get
6.
the last one.
I got an 8.
Oh my gosh. What'd you get, Zarya?
1.
Wow.
Wow. I rolled them with an 8.
High rolled with an 8. So,
Yeah,
would you like the ram, the pig, or the fox?
The pig. For sure.
Alright, Fix-It is going to get the pig. Okay. Yipyar. Yipyar, I'm telling you now that you want the ram.
I was about to say I'll take the ram.
Yeah, that's going to work really well. Zarya, you are given the fox. Okay, so we're going to break into 3 different scenes here, and essentially you also just rolled initiative. So Fix-It, we're going to start by exploring your room a little bit.
Right.
And then we're going to do like a scene, right, for a beat, and then we're going to pop over to Yipyar. And then we will pop over to Zarya after a beat. Okay, so Fix-It first. Let me pull up my notes here. So, Fix-It, you open the door that has the head of a pig emblazoned on it. Pig, the well-known symbol of gluttony. leads into a massive chamber. But it's really run down. There's broken shelves. There's tattered tablecloths, broken chairs, broken tables, broken furniture, all over the place in this massive room. You can't see the ceiling. You can't see the walls. You can't see the other side. It is huge. What would you like to do?
Can I learn more by investigating, or have you kind of told me like, oh, all right, well then, I would like to investigate because I am really good at investigating.
Okay. Are you investigating for anything specifically, or you just want more details about?
Let's see. Yeah, I guess like primary thing would be like any danger in the room.
Okay.
Or anything like to be uncovered, discovered, revealed. Just anything not immediately apparent.
Okay.
Like kind of what does one see upon deeper inspection? All right, and that is only a 14.
14. You step forward into the cavernous hall, the vastness swallowing everything, including sound. It's like you can't hear anything as soon as you enter the room. There's an oppressive gloom that hangs heavy. The room itself seems to even eat the light coming off of your torch. The air is thick with a scent of dust and decay. As you begin poking around the various pieces of furniture and the bookshelves and the tablecloths, you find things that are slightly amiss. This is definitely not an undisturbed room. You see small teeth marks and lots of small scratches on the stone. As you begin to investigate some of the bookshelves, you find small hidey holes, as if rats have been burrowing in and out of each of these boxes for who knows how long. The floor seems to be strewn with a maze of debris. Every time you feel like you've reached an intersection, you have to turn back around because you just actually reached a dead end. And as you're trying to navigate your way through, you're seriously contemplating climbing over things, as terrible as that sounds.
Ugh. Yeah, that does sound terrible. And yet, no immediate threat to my well-being, it sounds like.
No immediate threat to your well-being.
Okay. Then I guess I'll just kind of try to make my way to the other side. Sounds like the sooner I'm done with this place, the better.
Small scratches on the stone. And small teeth marks.
I have a really quick question. Did we
Yep.
take a short rest after that last room?
You have not yet, but you have time before you enter your room.
Okay.
Do you?
Well,
No, you
currently I'm in a gaseous form, so.
Oh, yeah. You're gaseous. Okay. Small teeth marks, ripping tablecloth. Fix-It plows on through the maze. Okay, so I'm going to need you to go ahead and make an intelligence saving throw for me to see how successfully you navigate the first part of this maze.
All right. So saving throw is just plus ability score?
If you're proficient in that saving throw, then you also get your proficiency bonus.
Let's see. Proficiency, I am. Oh, yeah, there it is. I even have a saving throw then. So that is... I'm in good shape. That's a 19.
19. That is very good. As you begin to navigate your way through the maze, you kind of get a lay of the lay of the land. It's obvious that this wasn't put together by some, god of intelligence, right? But as you begin to approach the center of the maze, you get a really, really powerful whiff of this pungent, cheesy odor.
Huh. And any idea what's causing the nasty odor, where it's coming from?
Yeah, you're very certain that it's a huge block of cheese that you can see, that you can actually see. And you're fairly certain, actually, that you can navigate your way to it.
Oh, all right. Well, that could have been a lot worse. I mean, I guess it sounds like it's stinky, but I guess I'll navigate my way to the cheese anyway. For some reason, it sounds like there's some value to doing so. So,
okay,
sure.
You've spotted the giant block of cheese. You have navigated. You have plotted your course, and sets out for the cheese. Oh my goodness, that is a beautiful cheesy emote.
I know,
right.
I saw it and I couldn't resist.
Yip Yar, that brings us to the room of the ram.
Yeah, I had forgotten up until we just started this that, like, we ended last session with me turning not into an eagle and then turning into a gaseous form. Okay, but the next room, cool. Yeah, I'm not going to be a gaseous form for that because that's only like 10 feet of movement every 6 seconds.
Okay, so you're not entering the room in gaseous form?
No, I'll enter as normal Yip Yar.
Circle explores. Okay, Yip Yar, you open the door and you find yourself in a small candlelit room. There's a finely set table in front of you, with a 3-candled candelabra on the middle, and one of the most beautiful spreads of food that you think you have ever seen. The silverware gleams in the dim light, and across the way, you see perhaps the most beautiful kobold you have ever seen. Behind her ears are tucked 2 tiny mushrooms, sprouting out just above her horns. She, in a voice heavy with unnatural sweetness, beckons you to sit. Would you like to join her at the table?
I guess. Yeah, I think I would sit. Yeah. I was gonna say maybe do a wisdom saving throw, but no, I think Yip Yar would sit. Even though he likes other races better than his own for like romantic relationships, he will. He will sit.
What? Oh, okay. Sitting in a candlelit room with a gorgeous food spread. She invites
Not a gorgeous kobold, but the food spread.
to sit, and he agrees, and he sits. Okay, I need you to make a roll for how well you keep up dinner time conversation with this beautiful she kobold on the other side of the table.
Will that be like a charisma thing?
It's up to you what skill you want to use and how you want to navigate the dinner time conversation. If you want to try and do some fancy party tricks with, sleight of hand, or if you want to try and like tell her some boastful stories with a persuasion check, or it's up to you, right? This is a role-playing task.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'll try to be charismatic with it and try to make conversation, I guess, while also eating.
Okay. So just a straight-up charisma check?
Yeah.
All right. Yip Yar attempts to establish his ethos.
I feel like chat should be able to propose responses for the kobold romantic interest.
I bet it could.
It's hilarious that, like, okay, I have a -2 in charisma. I forgot that's a thing. And I just rolled a 2.
Oh,
I got an actual 0.
Oh, and
This is perfect.
Dirty 0. Okay. So
I
I
deserve
don't think you can have a clean 0.
what is overly awkward?
Yeah, it's the only type of 0 you can get because it's not good. Well, I guess you can technically get a 0 on a D100 because I think it actually goes from 0 to 99. It doesn't go from 1 to 100.
No, a 90 plus a 10 is 100, is the way that it typically works. At least in my experience. Oh, no, because... Yeah, because it goes from 1 to 100.
Oh, some rolling tables go from 0 to 99, so it depends on which. Maybe in the actual D&D books. I haven't really looked at those.
Come on, guys, don't fight.
I will.
I'm so
this
sorry.
is what happens at the table. I try to be. Yeah, I start fighting with her. That's what happens.
This is why my heart stops working after board game conventions with EPR.
Oh, this is perfect. He's saying that this is his attempt to be charming. Because he rolled a 0 on charisma, like he just sits down and straight away starts arguing about whether D100 rolls are 1 to 100 or 0 to 99. That's kind of perfect.
Yeah. This is role play.
Yeah, that's kind of perfect. That would not be very good first date material.
Okay, here's
Definitely not.
what I got generated. She says, I know you, a creature of the cycle of death and rebirth, of spores and decay. Her fingers trail through the air, her presence curling the air and spores around her, and around you. Spores slowly sinking into your skin. But I can show you something even better. Why give life back when you could keep it? You then, eyes wide and twitching, stare up at her with the energy of someone who did not prepare for this exact situation. Your claws fidget at your sides, your spores puff out in nervous bursts, clouding the air with glowing emotes of slightly fungal confusion. Then, in a voice that cracks halfway through, you blurt out, yeah, sometimes I eat moldy bread.
That seems about right.
Like, not on purpose, but if it's already moldy, I might as well eat it. And sometimes it tastes kind of good, you know? Like earthy.
By the way, who even knew that fungal confusion was a thing?
I do have that spell.
Oh, there's a spell called fungal confusion?
No, it's just called confusion, but I have it.
Yeah.
A faint, hollow sigh escapes her lips as she floats back to her chair. All of a sudden, you realize how close she had been. The moment stretches unbearably until she finally says, right. The room is now completely silent as you sniff, shrug, and scratch yourself. All right. I think that's a beautiful moment to move on to Zarya's story. Zarya, you
I picture like Ao Ao in the corner, just like giving me the thumbs up.
He's like, you're doing great, man. This is exactly how you woo a she-kobold. Zarya, you open the door into a room that is glistening with treasure. There are heaps of gold, piles of gems, racks of weapons and armor, and huge statues that seem to look over it all.
I feel like I would start by like inspecting the statues.
Okay, go ahead and roll an investigation check for me.
At a 7.
Yeah, so you walk up to the statues, and you find that they are made of 4 different, but each uniform in their own make, 4 different stones. One is a marbled white with black and gray. One is almost solid obsidian, which you only know because of the obsidian tree by the River of Silent Sneezes. One of them is made out of a speckled granite, and the last is an unknown stone to you. It's almost pure white and gives off a faint heat. They each hold a various weapon, and each one has a large gemstone embedded in its left pauldron. Yeah.
I want to go up to the marble one and try to take this stone.
Okay. Go ahead and make an athletics check to climb the statue for me.
Oh yeah, I guess I didn't know how big they were, but I'm still doing it. I got an 8.
Ooh. From its pauldron. So you do attempt to climb the statue. However, the stone is slick, as if it's well oiled and well cared for, and you can't seem to find any purchase as you keep slipping and sliding down the side.
How tall are the statues?
Like 12 to 15 feet tall.
And I'm like 3 feet tall, so
Yeah.
they might as well be gigantic.
They're huge. Like you're sitting there, you're pretty sure you could touch his knee if you jumped. Okay, and then while I'm going to give you a moment to think about how you want to try and resolve that situation, and we're going to pop back over to Fix It for just a second. Fix It, you have reached the cheese.
All right, so I'm in a maze, right?
Yep, you're in a maze, and you have wobbled successfully past several obstacles to get to this cheese.
All right, and is the cheese like I'm picturing like especially since there's cheese, I'm picturing like a stereotypical maze, like kind of corridors. So is that what it is? Just sort of like hallway type things I can't see through?
Yep, hallway type things. You can actually see through a lot of them just because a lot of the furniture and debris is kind of broken down, and so there are like a lot of gaps. But the room is so massive, like you still can't see the far wall. You actually can't see the wall that you came from now. Yeah. And like this cheese is pungent.
All right.
But it smells strangely appetizing.
I was about to say, I think I'm gonna regret this, but does it smell good? All right, or does it seem appetizing? But you got there for me. All right. Yeah, you know what then, YOLO. I'm gonna take a taste of the cheese.
Fix It reaches out to eat the cheese. As soon as you touch the cheese, in the most elaborate mousetrap you've ever seen, you get swooped up into a net. You get swung over one wall and dropped in a pit. You're now covered in a net, and as you're laying there, tangled in this ropey net, you hear the pitter-patter of thousands of tiny feet as tons and tons of skeletal rats crawl out from all around you and start crawling all over your body. Please roll initiative.
What? That's really creepy. 16. Initiative is just a straight D20, right?
It has plus dex modifier for certain.
Oh, my dex is -1, so
Nice.
16 it is.
No, you don't get to optionally choose your dex modifier. It's always dex modifier, and then there are also certain things you can get that just add to initiative modifiers. So you got, this fix it, a 15. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and pass this beat on to Yipyar. So she just broke off from you, sighed, said right after your moldy bread story, and then you scratched yourself inappropriately. What would you like to do next?
Hmm. I'll use sorry. I was looking at my spells.
As long as you're sorry about it.
Yeah.
That's the important part.
I'll take a plate to go and be like, yeah, sorry, I'm just gonna leave now.
Okay, so if I get this correct, you have picked up a plate of food, stood up from the table, and tried to dismiss yourself. Am I understanding this correctly?
I'm
I
gonna
need
walk
you
to the
to
other
make
side
a
of the room.
charisma saving throw.
Okay. Hopefully not a 2 this time. Oh, that's good. It's a 9, so a 7.
Yeah. A look of bafflement and surprise runs across her face as you just casually brush past her. And she says, "No, you can't leave yet. We haven't even. I'm offering you immortality." Yep. Okay.
I mean, I'll kind of stop at that, but also say, like, I mean, I'm already pretty old. I'm already over 3,000.
Food to go. And attempts to walk past.
What's another few thousand years?
She pulls.
Yeah.
What's another infinity years?
Back in with a promise of immortality. And thus we go back to Zarya. Alright, Zarya, how are you going to solve this? I can't scramble up the statue problem. Trying again is a legitimate solution.
What did you say?
I said trying again is a legitimate solution.
Oh. No, I have an idea. I still have that, I totally forgot about this the last couple of weeks, but I was looking through my inventory. Mm-hmm. I still have that fortune-telling coin.
Oh, that's
right. So,
right.
I'm going to flip the coin and ask what happens if I touch all the gold laying around everywhere.
Yeah, so you flip the coin and ask the question while it's in the air. And as your hands brush into the gold, every piece of treasure turns into lava and floods the room.
Yeah, I'm not going to be doing that then. I was like, maybe I could stack up all the gold and climb that, but that's not going to work. Okay, I'm going to try to climb the statue again then.
Okay. Go ahead and make an athletics check.
This time I got a 15.
A 15. You successfully scramble up the side of the statue, getting to the side of the clambering onto the pauldron that holds a prominent red gemstone for this granite, a huge ruby. I assume you're attempting to dislodge the ruby and add it to your pack?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead and make a strength check.
A 18.
Okay, you climbs the statue and pulls the ruby from its pauldron. As you do, the eyes of the statue glow a bright red. Its face turns to see you, and I need you to roll initiative. Yay!
I got a 21.
Wow.
I like this
A lot
dice.
of
This
initiative.
dice is doing good for me. This is my like 4th dice today because I rolled like a 1 and then a 2 like 7s.
All right. We rolled a 3. Okay. Go ahead. You can tell that this statue has hostile intentions to you. It's also wielding a massive 2-handed stone axe.
I'm also like climbed on its shoulder.
You're
or
also on
something.
its shoulder.
Yeah. And it's made of granite. I am going to start by chill touching it.
Okay.
I got a 9.
That does not hit the giant statue.
That's what I figured.
Let's see. Ooh, bad roll. Okay. The statue itself attempts to swat you off of its shoulder, but ends up kind of just like cupping your chin, right? As it like looks and makes direct eye contact with you. Sorry, I'm trying to make sense of the rolls that I just got. And then leans in to kiss you. So what are you going to do about that? You're about to be kissed by a giant 15-foot statue on whose shoulder you are sitting.
It's weird. I don't trust that.
You don't say. Yeah. Pretty creepy.
I'm gonna attempt to jump off its shoulder. Jump away.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make an acrobatics check to see if you take any damage.
I got a 13.
Yeah, I'm going to say you land successfully. And the look of fear on your face makes it apparent to the statue that it misread the situation. And it lets out a huge bellow of anger, frustration, and agony that you didn't expect. Like, it resonates with your soul. You're like, I feel what this statue is feeling. Also, behind you, you notice a glowing door with the glowing head of a fox on it. And with that moment, we're going to pass back to Fix It.
All right. Well, I gotta figure out. I appear to be trapped by cheese, if I'm not mistaken, or like, not by cheese, by these rats.
Yeah, by a swarm of undead rats.
Yeah. And I'm in a net, right?
You are in a net.
Oh, man. Okay. Is there any way out of the net for me here?
Do you have a knife or a sword or a sharp instrument?
Yeah, I have a dagger.
Yeah, cut yourself free.
All right. Good idea. All right, so I will cut myself free of the net.
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
That is an 11 on the dice.
Yeah, that'll hit a net. Go ahead and roll for damage.
That's 1d4.
That's a 2. Are you gonna tell me I'm losing the fight with the net?
No, I'm gonna say you managed to cut through a couple of pieces of the netting and open up a hole that's probably big enough for you to squeeze through, as long as you can throw off enough of the rats, because they are clawing into you right now. Now that you've done that, the rats are going to attempt to bite and claw at you. What's your AC?
My AC is 13.
Okay, they do not succeed. They are scrambling all over your skin. You feel the tiny pricks of their claws as they scramble up and down your legs and your arms and your chest and your back. It feels like they're trying to get into every one of your orifices. There's little rat whiskers in your ears. You feel them crawling over your eyelids. They're just everywhere. But you do manage to cut a small hole in the net.
Okay. God, this sounds just everything about this sounds horrible, but at least I cut a hole in the net. So, small victories. Alrighty. So is there like any particular direction I can go in where I might have a better chance of getting away, or is it just rats everywhere?
I mean, you haven't gotten out of the net yet, so I'd suggest going through the hole that you just cut.
Oh, all right, yeah, all right. So I try to scramble out of the net.
Yeah, go ahead and make a strength check for me.
Alrighty. That's a nat 20.
Wow. I'm going to put succeeds in all capital letters. From the poorly designed mousetrap. Except, there's 2 season succeeds. Yeah, you get out of the net and you kind of use the net to scrape off some of the rats as you're pulling your way out. As you take a moment to look around and get your bearings, you see... You now understand that this entire maze was designed by a swarm of undead rats. There was not a lot of planning and critical thinking involved. And you're like, oh, it's kind of a straight shot to get out, right? Like, obviously these rats were trapped in some sort of eternal maze, and they figured, what do rats like more than anything? Cheese. So that's how they're going to get more prey, is by putting cheese into the middle of the maze. So you've reached and passed the middle of the maze.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're just
Now I feel
lost
kind of sorry
forever
for the dumb rats.
in their loneliness. They just want friends.
Yeah. All right, so I'm past them. Can I just keep? Do I?
You're not past them. You're past the middle of the maze.
All right, past the middle of the maze. All right.
Yeah.
Well then, I will continue forward.
Okay.
On to whatever the next part of the maze is, or next thing I can hopefully get past.
Yep, so the way this is going to work is you're going to have to roll a strength check, and for every 5 points, I will let you move 5 feet. And you're going to have to make it a total of 80 feet to get out of the maze before the rats eat you.
All right. Would you believe it's another nat 20?
Holy crap. Okay.
But according to this system, that's just 20 feet, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I will make it so that the rats. So you managed to shake off a huge number of rats.
Actually, can I throw a fireball at them? What is that spell called? Sphere of fire, ball of fire.
Firebolt?
Not firebolt.
Do you have flaming sphere?
Flaming sphere.
The one that summons a giant ball of fire, and it just sits there and burns them.
If I throw a flaming spear, is it going to consume me also, given the close quarters, or can I kind of direct it the way I came from?
You can direct it, yeah. I think you have direct. It summons a giant ball of fire that rolls around, and you get to control where it moves. It has to stay within a certain range of you, I believe. But then, you get to, basically point
where you're going to go. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do flaming sphere. I want to see if I can get them off me.
Discerns the rest of the maze and summons a flaming sphere to protect his back. He begins sprinting to the end. Okay, that takes us back to Yipyar. So, she has caught your attention once again with the promise of immortality. She smiles, the sweetest, sporiest kobold smile you have ever seen. And she beckons for you to come just a little bit closer.
Well, I mean, so immortality, I mean, it sounds great, but I've already kind of seen part of that with everyone I know is gone, so I don't know how I would feel by losing my friends again.
She said, "You don't need friends. You only need one eternal companion." As she, pulls you in a little bit closer, she pulls out a piece of moldy bread. And I need to make a check real quick. Yeah. She pulls out a piece of moldy bread. She puts one in her mouth and she says, "Let's mold together."
You see, I already found someone I can live forever with. Her name is Lazel.
I'm going to need you to roll a charisma saving throw.
Okay. Then again, I did also denounce like the god of death, so I don't know if she'll want me back, but like
I've got bad news for you, Yipyar.
even at 18 isn't well 18 turns into 16, but
No, that is not good enough.
okay.
You feel the allure. And the fact that she accepted your really awkward story of moldy bread and then somehow turned it into a seductive moment has just got your ears burning. She lures him in with a lady and the tramp piece of moldy bread.
Oh, have we confirmed that they're eating it from both sides?
Yeah, she put one end in her mouth, used the pickup line, and then he failed his charisma saving throw.
Yep.
Oh, got it. Awesome.
Pull out the thread of his life and eats it alongside the moldy bread. Yeah, that feels like a good amount of development. Let's go back to Zarya and her treasure room. So Zarya, you have grabbed the ruby. By the way, in your inventory, I need you to add the Crimson Shackle, a new magic item that you have. That you don't know what it does yet. And then I'd like you to describe for me what your next course of action is.
I want to go to the next closest statue and try to steal its ruby or like its gemstone too.
Okay. So next closest or next one on the way to the exit, which you can see.
Next one on the way to the exit.
Okay.
Wait, what order are they in? Like, where am I?
So if you can imagine, you entered the room, you went in into the. So there's like essentially one statue towards each corner. So you went to the right, and grabbed the ruby gemstone. So there's 3 statues left. One that's basically parallel with you. One that's like towards the entrance, one that's towards the exit, and then one that's like on the complete opposite side of the chamber.
I want to go to the one that's closest to me, not the one that's next to the exit, on the way to the exit.
Okay, so there's 2 that are equidistant from you. One that is not towards the exit, and one that is towards the exit. You want to go to the one that's
not towards the exit.
Okay. You go to that one. Are you trying to climb this one as well?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and make an athletics check.
I got a 15.
Oh, also, okay. Yeah, that'll be good enough. And then make a strength check if you want to use your action to try and pull out the gem.
I want to do that.
Okay.
I got an 8.
An 8 is not enough to pull out the gym. So the topaz will remain in place. However, the statue with the giant red glowing eyes is going to leap in 2 steps across the distance that you had to spend your entire turn scrambling and swing its heavy axe at you, missing wildly, almost as if it wasn't used to its own body and hadn't moved in a really long time.
Crazy.
I know, right? And then, yeah, I'll go ahead and let you take another combat round.
I want to try to pull the stone out again.
All right, make another strength check.
I want to do this. A 10.
A 10 still does not get that gem out. You're sitting there pulling and pulling. Wow, this statue is... What's your AC?
My AC is 12.
Oh, okay. Then this one probably actually hits you. Yeah, it does. Okay, and so that's going to be... Oh, it makes 2 attacks. Wow, its rolls are trash.
Okay, mine have been 2.
It does hit you once for 21 damage. So the giant statue leaps over. It only made 1 attack last turn, but it makes 2 attacks this turn with its giant 2-handed axe, swinging at you on the shoulder. One of the 2 swings actually clips you this time and deals 21 damage. It is now your turn.
I am going to... I'm going to cast Fear.
Okay.
It needs to succeed on a Wisdom saving throw. DC of 12.
Okay, it did not succeed on its Wisdom saving throw. So it's now afraid, I'm assuming?
So,
Or frightened?
now afraid of me, which means on its turns it must take the dash action and move away from me by the safest available route on each of its turns, unless there is nowhere to move.
Okay, and then I assume that either at the beginning or end of each of its turns, it attempts to become unfrightened again. Is that correct?
Only if it can't see me.
Only if it
It
can't
says,
see
let's
you.
see.
Yep, if it's in the line of sight, it's still afraid.
It's still afraid, but if it can't see me, then it can try to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. All right. That is going to make it fix its turn as I take these notes.
All right, so I think I'm feeling pretty good about things. We got, well, what's my flaming sphere doing first of all? I reckon them.
You hear tons of tiny rat squeals as rats all around it are burning and dying.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, so then I push forward in the maze.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your d20 for the amount of movement that you get, your strength check. 10. Okay, you move 10 feet. And the swarm of undead rats has once again began to coalesce upon yourself. You have rats climbing up your legs, getting up to your waist, nipping at your pants, nipping at your belt, nipping at your skin.
Man, even with the fire, the flaming sphere,
Yeah,
they're undeterred.
There are hundreds and hundreds of these rats.
Ugh. All right. I mean, I assume I can't melee them. I don't, other than a flaming sphere.
You can. Yeah, you could do anything
I
to
can?
them. Yeah. Literally, if you, blindfolded yourself and swung a giant stick, you'd be hitting rats. There are rats everywhere.
Well, no, I know I can. I just doesn't seem like it'll be the most productive.
You are correct.
Is he allowed to use his dash action?
He is allowed to. You are allowed to use the dash action if you'd like to try and move twice in a single turn.
Will that get me further away from them?
It will let you move further down the maze. Yeah.
All right, sure. That sounds like a good plan then.
Okay, go ahead and do that.
All right. So
sometimes we forget about the common actions that all of us can do.
So my second is my second roll is 11.
So that's another 10 feet. And then the rats pierce and nip and bite at you for 2 damage. Wow. Good job, rats.
You're rolling really low.
I'm rolling so badly. No, it was a pretty bad damage roll. Okay, and we'll let you take another combat round. Actually, we're going to finish out your story here. Fix it. Go ahead. I assume that you're just going to run again. Move your flaming sphere. Maybe kill some more rats.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Go ahead and just roll, and just read out the rolls for me. Just keep rolling until you finish out, and then I will kind of retcon the whole story of how it happens.
All right. Yeah, a 1, slowing down a bit. A 14. Tell me when to stop. A 6. A 4. You said I gotta get to 100, right?
80, and you're still at 25. 80. Yep, keep going.
Okay. 12. 6. 18.
Okay, there you go. You're good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attacks. So you're going to take a total of 5, 9. So that's 14. That one misses. That one misses. 22. 29. So you're going to take a total of 29 damage.
Oof.
As you flee desperately through this room. These rats are, literally every step you take, you feel like 10 more rats pop out of nowhere. They're coming from the ground. They're coming from holes. They're coming from the furniture. They're coming from under tablecloths. You're pretty sure you hear the nasty squelch of a bunch of rats popping out of the giant block of cheese. And you idly think to yourself, why did they wait till now to do that? Why did they do that while I was at the cheese? You realize you're dealing with rats, but you can only forgive so much.
I think they were enjoying the cheese, right?
Maybe they were enjoying the cheese. But step by painful, bloody step, you manage to pull yourself through the maze, navigating away from the very pungent odor until you finally see the blessed, glowing symbol of a pig on a door. You round the last corner and, throwing rats off you in every direction, with a sphere flaming and crisping rat hides behind you, rolling along, you finally get to the door, open it, and push back into the chamber with Ao and Biscuit. But now, there's a door with a glowing pig's head. Push through the rats. but takes significant damage.
That was action-packed.
He regrets having to hear the rats squelch out of the massive block of cheese. All right, Yipyar, let's finish out your story.
Okay.
As you're lady and tramping this piece of moldy bread with the most beautiful she-kobold you've ever seen, who's covered in spores, you notice something. Your lifeline has been connected to the moldy bread, and she is literally eating it.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay. Interesting.
Can I polymorph her?
That's a great question. You can certainly try.
Yeah, let's go ahead and try. I'll try to polymorph her into like a frog.
Okay.
She needs to do a wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom saving throw. She got an 18.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Okay.
You mean she's fine? Like she's walking it off?
Yeah, she's fine. Cool. Well, with that, I mean, it probably won't mean much, but I'll shoot spores in her face and then try to run away.
Okay. Hey! Yipyar, you got a shout out from chat.
Oh wow!
Hey, how's
look
it
at
going, man? We're almost done with the stream today, but every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday,
Except for
yeah.
next week, I think.
No, next
Or
week.
is it
It's March 5th, so that's still a few
March
weeks
5th?
away.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome, the Wizard of D&D. We are so happy to have you here, participating in the stream with us. D&D is something that we love. We hope you love it too. We hope you love our
we should have
campaign.
a welcome emote.
I really do actually need to make a welcome emote. I'm going to take a note of that. Or like a welcome message, right? A welcome command.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
good.
but an emote would be good too, because then we can all, chime in, welcoming them. Like if we all drop the command over and over, that's kind of...
No. It actually works out pretty well. Is if you design the command well, because essentially what it would do would be like welcome, and then it'd say their name or something. Oh my goodness.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and then he would drop a bunch of like emotes. Wizard of D&D, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to Boru Nation, where our community values our lifelong learning and mental resilience. We're happy to have you here. You just inspired the creation of a welcome command. So if you come back next week, I'll have it ready by then, I promise. Okay, so Yipyar is in the middle of being seduced by the most beautiful spore-covered kobold that he has ever seen. After a really awkward story on his part, she convinced him to lady the tramp a piece of moldy bread, to which she had connected his lifeline and is now devouring. He has now realized this, but before he can pull away, she pulls him into a passionate kiss. I need you to roll for how well you kiss, Yipyar.
Yeah. Is that
are
charisma
trendsetter.
again?
Yeah, we could do a performance check. That's fine.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's a 3 minus 2, so that's a 1. Hey, my character's into elves and apparently trees.
And apparently, actually, that's not important right now.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so you literally feel your life draining away, as she has now essentially gotten to the root of your lifeline. She's no longer eating like an ephemeral arcane projection of it. She's like literally sucking the life out of your soul through your mouth. And you're kind of just letting it happen. You're like, yeah, this guy, I needed this. This was nice. You know? But go ahead and make another performance check.
Okay, that's a nat 20, but turns into an 18.
Okay, but nat 20, you now understand like your life is literally being drained by this kiss. This is not actually a kobold because her hands are way too cold. You're actually fairly certain that she's a banshee.
Oh.
Yeah, which is the ghost of an undead female elf. So congratulations, you still like elves. And what would you like to do now?
Yeah, so I'm going to try to break away from that. Okay, so she's undead, so necrotic damage probably not going to be helpful. I guess I'll just use polymorph on myself and turn myself into a big rumble.
All right, you are now a boulette. Do boulettes eat ghosts? Probably.
This one's about to.
Yeah.
But you now have Yip-Yar brain, right? You don't become...
Yes, I don't have Yip-Yar brain, but I have Yip-Yar's personality still, but I have all the stats of a boulette.
You have the stats of a boulette, and they are not intelligent creatures.
No, they're not.
Yeah, that's a -4 intelligence modifier. I'm pretty sure you just start eating everything in sight.
Oh yeah, there's tons of food for them too.
This is actually interesting. So according to the challenge ratings, she is actually going to win this fight.
Oh, fun. Okay. Well, I mean, once the hit points are gone, then
yeah,
I go back to being me.
So you turn into a boulette and you begin chomping on her. You start, but she like immediately slaps you, like in the most painful way. You let out a boulette bellow of pain because you're not used. Like boulettes are not used to not being the biggest, strongest thing on the block, right?
Yeah.
But like she just rips into you. You start running around just trying to eat whatever you can. You eat the table, you eat the chairs, you eat all of the food, you eat like the burning candles, and she's just like ripping into your hide. You do manage to get a couple of good smacks in, but I don't think boulettes have magical claws. Yeah, so she's resistant to like physical damage.
That would be the reason why the challenge rating's higher.
Yep. And
part of the reason.
Yeah, part of the reason. Well, and she's a souped up banshee.
Yeah.
Yeah. As she chases you around this room, she does eventually tear the boulette apart and you turn back into yourself. When you come back to yourself, the room is in utter chaos. Everything has been destroyed. She is panting. She is clearly angry. And she has lost a lot of the visage of the spory kobold that you had come to be seduced by, and is now instead like a panting, ghostly elf visage, which I guess you're attracted to, because you said you liked elves.
Yeah. This one I'm a little angry at, and is it my turn again at this point in time? Or
yep.
Okay, I'll use Call Lightning.
Okay.
So she has to do a dex saving throw.
Call Lightning is 19 on that saving throw.
Well, she's only going to take half of the damage I'm about to roll because she saves. Oh, I need d10s. There they are. Okay. I did not stack. That's only 8 lightning damage.
Nice.
Yeah,
Wow.
that is my action.
It's okay. She's only resistant to lightning damage as well.
Yeah,
As a few others.
I did not stack combat, like
That's okay.
stock combat stuff.
I would encourage you to not focus on killing her. You will lose.
Yeah, I'm getting that. Anyway, I will move as close as I can to the other end of the room to exit, and then it will be her turn.
Yeah, she is going to hover over towards you, and stab her arm through your chest.
That'll be fun.
Escalated quickly.
Yes.
Yes.
So let's see. Does a 19 hit your AC?
That
Okay.
hits for sure.
Let's see. You take 21 damage,
Nice.
and you have aged 8 years.
What's 8 more years?
Yeah, please mark on your character sheet that you are 8 years older, and it is your turn once again.
Okay, I will just turn invisible and then run.
Okay.
And hope it doesn't have true sight.
It does have detect life for 5 miles.
Okay. How does that work with...
She can magically sense your presence. Oh, but not your exact location. Okay.
There you go.
We will make an attack with disadvantage. Does a 20 hit?
That's disadvantage.
That's with disadvantage.
Rip.
Yeah. Hey, it's okay. If Yipyar dies, we'll figure it out.
It's 19 damage and 5 more years.
So we're at 13 right now?
13 total years, yes.
You guys are going to see Yipyar with, like, graying fur.
A more stately Yipyar.
A more stately Yipyar.
Oh, and I need the roll concentration, which is 10 plus half the damage or something? Or... I'm trying to remember how concentration works. It's been a while since I've had to actually use it.
Saving throw DC. Round it up to 10 if it's less than 10. Oh, half the damage taken, rounded up to 10. If it's less than 10. So you took
10.
10, yeah, it's 10.
Okay. And that's a constitution. Oh, nat 20. Okay, so I'm good there.
Nice.
Still invisible, just very hurt. And I will use the dash action to go another 60 feet towards the door.
That gets you out. You you are breathing heavily. You open the door and slam it shut behind you, and you pray that you never have to see a beautiful ghostly elf ever again. And that brings us back to Zarya.
I'm going to stay invisible for as long as possible.
That's fine.
So Fix-It just sees the door open, close, and nothing happens. He hears panting.
Yes, I am not quiet right now.
I want to yank on this emerald some more.
It's a topaz, but go ahead.
I want to yank on the topaz.
We're all pressing our luck
Then
so
11
much.
get it.
11?
Hmm?
No, 11 still doesn't get it. But, the other thing's afraid of you and just cowering in a corner. Oh, actually, no. He did start kicking the gold, which has now started turning into lava. The room is now starting to heat up. As the lava touches the other gold, more of the gold... the room is starting to flood with lava. Very quickly. Because every time the lava touches gold, that gold also turns into lava.
How far am I from the door?
Like 100 feet.
Do you still have spell slots?
I do, but I'm debating what to do with them. Because I only have 2 good ones left. And I can only Misty Step once.
But that's a bonus action, so you can still use your other action to do other things.
So my plan was to keep yanking on this till I got it, and then Misty Step as far as I could get, and then run. But now the lava is making it more complicated. Has there lava like around the base of the statue I'm on yet?
Yes. Because he was right next to you when he started running away. And it is quickly flooding out in all directions. There's at least 25 feet of lava between you and any safe spot of ground. And in the direction that he has run, it is entirely lava. The lava has also almost reached the door that you came in through.
Is he running towards the door I came in or the door I'm going out?
He ran perpendicular to both doors.
Okay. Okay. But it's my turn again, right? And it's a new turn?
Your turn. It is a new turn. That is correct.
I want to do one more yank. Or do I? I'm going to do one more yank. Why not?
Okay.
Yellow. Nope, I didn't get it. So I'm just going to Misty Step. You said it's 25 feet away, so I'm going to Misty Step 30 feet. And then I'm going to run my other 30 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's my turn.
Okay. Let's see how much lava. Okay. So the lava, the statue you were on begins to melt into the lava. You hear, actually, it's really disturbing because you can't hear anything, but you feel screams of pain echoing extremely loudly from a plane that is adjacent to the material plane. As this statue, which you now realize is a living, breathing building or being, is being melted alive in lava and can do nothing about it. The lava swoops up to you and just barely stops right before it reaches your feet. It is now your turn again.
I'm now 40 feet from the door, right? Because I went 60 last time.
Correct.
So I'm just going to dash to the door and exit.
Turns invisible. And escapes. Through. Typing with a pen is really hard. Okay, through the back door.
You're typing with a pen?
Yeah, because I'm also writing notes by hand. Okay. The statue triggers the gold into lava trap, and the room begins to flood. Saria hears these screams of pain echoing from another plane of existence as the still trap statues suffer and burn. She misty steps over the lava. Alright, stream elements, you told me something happened, but you didn't tell me what happened. Oh, Bob Smith, thank you so much for the YouTube subscription. That's our first live YouTube subscriber. I'm so happy you joined us today, Bob. Thank you. You misty step over the lava and sprint out of the room. Would you say that your character is breathing heavily?
I did just run 70 feet, so probably.
Yeah, and it was really hot in that room. But you succeeded. You even got a bonus piece of treasure. I will send you the description for the item as a direct message over Discord, but that is going to end today's session. You guys did it successfully. You completed the fox, pig, and ram rooms, and each had your own little adventures. Who thinks they had the best adventure?
Give your the best
I mean, mine was pretty interesting.
You did have lots.
Mine had all
I
the
came away
emotions.
with it.
That's true. I think Zarya won out the most.
She did get the best rewards for her room, I think.
And the least amount of damage.
And the least amount of damage. Yeah, both you and Fix-It took a ton of damage. Well,
I lost 40
I did
HP.
take 21 damage, which is over half of mine, but I'm still standing.
You are still standing. And Yipyar also lost 13 years of his life.
Yeah, I feel like
Yipyar, I
that's
think
like
you
even
have the
more
craziest
significant than
adventure.
taking damage. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, because I think I was already
Years
30.
off the life.
Yeah. Fun fact, that aging can only be removed through a use of the wish spell.
Yep.
So that's cool.
I mean, if I get high enough in druid levels, I won't age much at all. So,
That's good. I'm very interested to hear the physical characteristic description changes for these 13 new years that you're going to have to you might have to reintroduce yourself to the rest of the party now. Like that's like it like added on 50% of your life. I mean, we were just looking at pictures of me from 7 or 8 years ago, and we were like, and Pixel Nix thought I was bamboozling them.
yeah. I'll take the week to think about it, and I'll talk with you about it. So
You don't, yeah. I
I
trust
already
you.
have some ideas.
Beautiful. Well, friends, thank you so very, very, very much for being at the stream tonight. Invite all your friends for next week. For those of you who don't follow the official Instagram account, you should, because I've been posting stuff on it very frequently, very regularly. And the Wolf Dog videos that I post every Wednesday are freaking amazing. I'm also going to be animating the story of the high fat concentration. So keep a lookout for that. Have a wonderful night, Pixel Nix. I'm so glad you were here. If you do think of an element or something that makes that pixel really be Pixel Nix, let me know so that I can let the designer know.
Thank you, DM.